Hi, my name is Amanda Hagwood, and I chose an article called Recent Advancement in Carbohydrate-based Cancer Vaccines. And it is written and published by Clear Academic Publishers. And basically, what the article tries to convey is that through carbohydrate manipulation, there is ways to produce vaccines that can help with certain cancers. Now, it's not foolproof and it's not completely successful yet, but there have been some advancements made through being able to develop the structure of carbohydrates. And to be honest, I do not understand everything in this article. It was very advanced, and there were a lot of structures that they named that I did not understand. But for the main premise of it, I thought it was very unique, and it was something that you don't really expect to learn when you hear the name carbohydrates. So, throughout the article, it starts off with telling that cancer is very prevalent. It is something that affects millions of people every single year, and it's such a deadly disease that honestly everyone is trying to find something to cure it. But in the beginning, it just explains what the difference is between a healthy cell is and a cancer cell is. And based on the article, it says that the difference is the number and type of carbohydrate structures on their cell surface. So there's a difference between what the surfaces look like between a cancer cell and a regular healthy cell, and it's because of the different carbohydrate structures, which I found very fascinating because it's not something that you can really conceive usually. You don't really think about carbohydrates being a main function in cancer cells. So it then goes on to explain how most carbohydrates are T cell independent, and T cells are something that help the body with infections. And it's very important that our T cells are working, because if they don't, it's very hard to fight infections, and especially something like cancer, it can take over very quickly if they are not strong and are very independent. So having those T cells that come from carbohydrates are very important when it comes to fighting cancer. The article then continues to go on saying that there are different types of carbohydrate antigens that are known as TACAs, which are tumor-associated carbohydrate antigens. And these are what really essentially developed from the vaccines. So these are what are being manipulated, and different structures are being changed, and this is what comes out of these vaccines is the TACAs. Now, with these TACAs, they also change the B cells to plasma B cells, which help assist in the immune system, which again boost what is trying to fight the cancer. So carbohydrates are being manipulated, which are TACAs, which then can help produce B cells to become plasma B cells, which then can fight the cancer. Honestly, I am probably not explaining everything to the best of my ability because I don't have the background knowledge for it, but based on the article, these are the main points that I have comprehended. So it then continues on to explain different types of cancers and how that carbohydrate-based vaccines are being used to fight against them. So it goes through a couple different types of cancers. The first one it goes through is breast cancer. So breast cancer, there were several trials that came out of this, but one of the most successful trials that they had was a 19-week trial where 6 patients were evaluated, and through this, a certain carbohydrate vaccine was used, and it was able to actually help these patients, and they well tolerated it. They had functional antibodies, and they had several clinical benefits that resulted from this vaccine. The second one that was mentioned was melanoma. Melanoma is obviously skin cancer, very common, and this is something that a vaccine would be very helpful for in the future to help cure it, or at least assist in curing it. So through melanoma, they have developed a carbohydrate vaccine known as ganglioside, or more commonly known as GM2. And this vaccine targets a single carbohydrate antigen expressed in melanoma. So this is able to help decrease the melanoma, or just I guess shorten it, or decrease the size. But this happened in a 4-year trial, and the first 4-year trial did not actually work out as well as they expected it to, but then they repeated it again, and it was able to actually succeed and show more growth than the first trial. So this second vaccine, known as GM2 for melanoma, actually succeeded. The third cancer that they included in the article was pancreatic cancer. And pancreatic cancer, very serious, affects millions of people every single year. And with pancreatic cancer, if the cancer does not spread from the pancreas, it can be easily removed. And that would be great, except if it does start to spread, you need something to fight against it. And this is where the carbohydrate-based vaccine is helpful. Because through this, it is working on a carbohydrate chain of cell surface express glycoproteins. And I did not come up with that. That is strictly based from the article. But through this alteration of the carbohydrate, it was able to produce strong immune response and tumor suppression, and pretty much improvement in all survival through this experiment. So pancreatic cancer has been shown to maybe be the most improved as far as working with this carbohydrate-based vaccine. Overall, through the article, it mostly just explains how carbohydrate-based vaccines can be advanced in the future, and there's so much potential for the manipulation of carbohydrate to improve life and at least extend it for some amount of period of time. And I found that to be very fascinating. I thought that the idea of something that we use every day to help improve someone with a terminal illness is incredible. It is something that most people, I do not think, can comprehend, and I barely can comprehend it. Overall, I enjoyed the assignment. I thought that it was something that challenged me, and it forced me to learn something new that I did not know. I tried really hard to dig deep into this subject, even though I do not understand it completely, especially even now, but I do know something different than when I had started. I thought, though, that the rubric was kind of unclear a little bit on how much I should do, how little I should do. I thought that maybe there should have been maybe a length of time that I should have been given on how much time I should do the video for. But overall, I thought that the assignment was good and I learned something new. So, thank you.